Hey guys, how are you? Andy Sukufana, CEO Y2K Credit Solutions. How many of you guys are going to realize this stuff does not work? We have so many videos done on this topic already. And another client, another victim got taken advantage of by one of these credit repair companies that claim it could fix your credit. And they were actually filing false fraud affidavit. And who's left stuck with the bill? The client. Multiple reasons. All right, today we're gonna break it down again. I have a flow chart over here. And again, I'm gonna put this flow chart in the video as well. But before I start this video, I want you to read something. I want you to tell me what, I highlighted something here. Tell me what that says. You guys see that? Garnishment summons. Garnishment summons. Now we have, which is kind of weird, we have 3 clients from the same state, different towns, that are being garnished. Payroll garnishment. And let me tell you the backstory about this. We did the post, we posted this last night actually on our social media about these judgments are being executed, and they're coming back to the clients, and the clients, either bank account is being frozen, payroll is being frozen, or a lien is filed against their properties. If they try to sell their property, the lien has to be satisfied first. Okay. This client, and obviously we get all the backstory because we see what's going on with the client's file in the credit bureaus, but then we also ask the client, what happened? How did this happen? Right? This is so illegal on like so many levels. It's not even funny. And again, the client is stuck at the end of the day. So the client used a company in New York, Long Island, fixed his credit. They filed a fraud affidavit. And mind you, well, I'll talk about this later. They filed a false fraud affidavit. The stuff came off the credit report, but the client still owed the debt. A year later, judgment was entered. Client moved. He didn't know about it. And he didn't answer. And now his wage is being garnished from his payroll, from his employer, with 9% interest. And here's one thing I want to say. Be very clear about it. For all of you credit repair companies, if you're going to repost our content, give us our credit, because we're the one that did the research, post the content, and provide the real information to the client. But secondly, if you're going to post our content, make sure you're following ethical rules to fixing consumers' credit. There's a company that reposts our content all the time, and their clients calls us and says, this guy's capping. That's everything you say not to do is what he's doing, or what they're doing, or what the company's doing, what the staff over there is doing. That's kind of messed up, especially if we know you and your own clients are calling us and telling us you're capping or they're capping, whatever the case may be. Anyway, let's get into the topic. So, when you file a false FTC report, obviously the guidelines have changed how to file a report. Consumers are aware of the report being filed, so you can't say you didn't know the person was filing it or the company was filing it. That's pure bullshit. You know, because you're involved with it, you'll be notified of it, all right? When you file an FTC report and you send it to the credit bureaus, one, you can only upload the Experian. Equifax transfer, you have to send it mail. You committed mail fraud because you're filing a false affidavit, you're sending it to the mail with your return address on it. That's mail fraud. That's a felony. 2, when the bureaus get the report, they're going to try to block the account. They're going to take it off your report. They actually don't take it off. They block it. All right. Then they go to Metro 2. And again, I see people talking about their Metro 2 expert. No one is a Metro 2 expert. No one is. Metro 2 is the language the credit bureau uses to speak between the credit bureaus and the creditors. That's all it is. None of these smoking gun credit repair companies are a Metro 2 expert. We're not a Metro 2 expert. It doesn't exist. It's just the language, okay? The credit bureau is going to take your FTC. They're going to send it to the bank. Then the bank's going to get a copy of it. The next day, the person that works in the investigation department for the banks that claims accounts of fraud, they're going to investigate it. They're going to investigate and say, well, this is not fraud for many reasons. It's a 6-point checklist. And if you pass all those 6 points, it's not fraud. Then they're going to send it back to the credit bureaus. Like, no, the account has to be reported. And they don't have to send it back in 30 days. They can send it back in 60 days, 90 days. Sometimes they respond in 10 days, 15 days. But it's whenever they finish their investigation that you claim that this account is fraud. Once you get back on your credit report, it can get reported again. Then the bank is going to reach out to you and say, hey, you claim this account is fraud. We need you to file a police report, right? And provide documents or whatever the case may be. Then they're going to reinvestigate it again, and they're going to deem if it's fraud. If it's not fraud, you owe the bill. If the bill is not paid, after 180 days, it goes to an attorney's office. Then the attorney goes to court, gets a judgment. So that's how it works. And of course, this picture I'm going to put in the video as well. Here we have a credit report. We have the FTC. We have the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. We have the bank. We have the investigate department for the bank. We have the police department. We have bank levy, marshal, and the court. All right. Now, the bank, whoever the data furnisher is gonna send the data to the credit bureaus. An account was open in your name. You had it open for X amount of times. You're paying this much. This is your balances. This is your monthly payment. Okay? It goes there. That data from the credit bureau is now put on the credit report for the consumer. Spit out. Okay? Now here you have these credit gurus come. They get a copy of your credit report. They go to the FTC, file a false affidavit, and of course, oh, they're fixing your credit. File a false affidavit. They either send it to you to mail out, or they mail it for you with your return address on it, which takes them completely out of the picture. They send it to the mail. Excuse me. It goes to the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus, then, again, they're not going to remove the account. They're going to block the account. Block. Big difference. The credit bureaus now, you're going to turn around, all 3 bureaus, take your FTC and your dispute, fill out the form, and send the FTC to the bank. The bank is going to send it to their internal investigation department. They're going to investigate it. Then they're going to say, no, the account is not fraud, it's legitimate on the 6-point scorecard that they have to determine something is fraud. And by the way, 9 out of 10 times consumer change their information, their answers when they do these investigations. Remember that. Then the investigation department send it back to the bank. Banks, they're going to say, no, the account is not fraud, it's legitimate. The bank is going to go ahead and return and send the data back to the credit bureaus. The credit bureau is going to go ahead and return and put it back on your credit report. Okay, now they did that. Now they determined that the debt is legit. Now the bank is going to turn around and send the consumer a letter stating that you claim that this account was fraud. We need you to file a police report. Now you're going to go, if you have balls enough to go file a fake police report, they're going to file a police report. This is why, especially in New York, you cannot get a police report from the precinct that you file it. You have to go down to the main police station. Like for New York City, is 1 PP, Long Island and Westbury, First Precinct, I think it's called. You have to go down to the headquarters to get the report. Now, they can say they want a police report. You may or may not go file it. If you do, and you have balls enough to file it, it's legitimately fraud, you're going to file it, you're going to send it back to the bank, and the bank is going to do the investigation. Once they're finished with the investigation, if they say it's not fraud, and you owe the debt, which 9 out of 10 times, you guys owe your debt. Like, I don't understand why you seem to think, or why people seem to think that you don't owe debt on this paper trail. It's like when you use the card to spend the money and you were paying it. All right. So now you owe the debt. The bank's gonna give you 180 days to pay it. If you don't pay it, it goes to an attorney's office. That attorney's gonna run skip trace on you. Skip trace is gonna see if you have a mortgage, if you have a job, how you paying your other bills, if you're paying your car notes, credit cards, etc., etc. They're gonna run a skip trace on you. It's okay. He's paying all this stuff. You don't want to, they're going to call you. They're going to give you 3 months to resolve it with the attorney's office. And mind you, once you get to the attorney's office, the settlement is very high because they already know you have a job, an asset. This is why you guys can't handle on your own. So now you don't want to pay it, you're going to go to court, you're going to get a default judgment. That default judgment is going to be sent to you. You have 30 days to answer it. If you don't answer it, it's going to go to the marshal's office. The attorney's office and the marshal's office speak all day. You go to the marshal office. In the marshal office, it's going to have the subpoena, the summons, the complaint, and it's going to have your payroll company, the company you work for, and it's going to have your bank that you bank with, whether it be Chase, CDT, wherever. If the bank, the court, the attorney is going to find out there's money in the account, right? They're going to subpoena the bank. The bank has to answer it. If there's no money in the bank account, they're going to move the payroll department. If you have a job, they're going to send a letter to your payroll company, your payroll department, and say that we have to freeze 70% of your payroll with 9% interest. This is how the process of a judgment gets enforced when you claim a debt is not yours, or you don't pay a debt that's yours, and you claim it as fraud. Very self-explanatory how it works. So my question to you guys is that why do you believe that these companies, these no-name companies that are just on Instagram, yapping them out, running up their mouth, they fix your credit, why do you get yourself in this whole situation, which this could be more costly for you than what your debt was, and put you in a whole lot more shit than what your debt was? Always remember, the laws have never been rewritten. The process has never been rewritten. A credit repair company is nobody to try to change the laws and the rules. You can't. The picture, this diagram is going to be in the video as well. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. But again, I'm showing you facts. Documents, court documents. April 2023. Courthouse, docket, case numbers. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. I'll try to answer it. Talk to you guys soon. But be wary of all the stuff that's going on. Good luck. Oh, by the way, one last thing I wanted to tell you guys. In civil court, anything under $5,000, you can self-represent yourself. In Supreme Court, if you're a business, you cannot self-represent yourself. If you're a consumer, you could self-represent yourself, but I guarantee you 10 out of 10 times the creditor's attorney is going to eat you up for breakfast. They're so slick, and they have so much documents on you that you can't even claim to play a kid of amnesia. It's not going to work. We see it all in court. We're in court all of our clients. Talk to you soon. Have a good day.